Hi friends, welcome to practice. Today's class is all about the hip flexors. So the muscles in the front of the leg, hip flexors and quadriceps. We'll be doing some poses to open them as well as strengthen them. And we all know that our hip flexors get tight from daily life, lots of sitting these days, but they also get weak. So we're really looking for that balance between strength and mobility so we can just feel strong and open and go throughout our day with a little more ease. You will want 2 blocks for today's practice, or a couple of soup cans, or even a chair, something you can place your hands on, whatever you've got. We're gonna start lying down. You can have your blocks somewhere near the top of your mat. So please come to lay down with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, feet at least hip width apart. And rest your arms in whatever way is comfortable. It might be somewhere on the torso with palms down. It might be on the belly, the chest, or out to the side. Allow your eyes to soften or to close. Soften the space between your eyes. And together, let's invite a slow, deep breath in through the nose, filling up the low belly with air. And let it out with an open mouth. Exhale. Begin to find a smooth and steady breath, perhaps in and out of the nose here. And just starting to even out your inhales with your exhales. As you bring your attention onto the breath, notice if it starts to slow down, if it becomes a little bit more expansive, a little longer with each inhalation. Slower, longer exhalations, bringing this sense of calm to the body before we invite the movement back in. And then with your next breath in, allow your eyes to flutter open, letting a little bit of light in. All right, and now hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. From here, you'll bring your legs into a tabletop position. So knees over the hips, flexing at the ankle, draw your toes towards your face. And then notice if you're kind of arching at the low back, rocking the pelvis forward. And for now, I'd like you to actually draw the front ribs in, lengthen the tailbone forward so your low back is pretty close to the mat. There might even be no space between the low back and the mat, and that's actually what we want for these next poses. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms flat, curl your head and shoulders off the mat, but don't tuck the chin into the chest, keep the back of the neck long. And now as if you had weights on your legs, inhale, extend the right leg forward, and exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, left leg forward. Exhale, bring it in. Keep going, inhale right, exhale, bring it in. Inhale left, exhale, bring it in. Keep going on your own, so your legs are crossing in space. And while, of course, our core is working here, what we're really thinking about is how can I start to wake up the hip flexors, but not overuse other parts of my body? Can I keep my ribs hugging in? Can I not arch the low back, but really think about dropping the tailbone, keeping the low back close to the floor? Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lay all the way down, hug your knees into your chest, take a breath in, full breath out. Bring your legs back into that tabletop position, arms down by your sides. Curl up, keeping the back of the neck long, the ribs hugging in. Imagine we're moving through something thick like honey. And now together, inhale, push your legs forward. Notice I'm not super low, I'm at a diagonal. Exhale, back to tabletop. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, bring your knees in. Inhale. Exhale. So it's harder with 2 legs at a time. The lower your legs are, the more your low back is going to want to arch. So you decide how low the legs are, but it's more important to keep that low back connection. Keep the ribs hugging in. Don't worry about how low your legs are. Now, if you'd like, hover your arms off the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, move with your breath, and 1. Lay down, knees into the chest, full breath in, full breath out. Bring your hands behind your thighs, rock and roll up and down the length of your mat. And as you're ready, cross your ankles, roll over your feet, come onto hands and knees in a tabletop position. Now from here, lower your forearms to the mat so your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. And really push the floor away from you. Feel your shoulders spread across your back. From here, extend the right leg back, float your foot off the floor and pause. Imagine there is a teacup balancing on the low back. Spin the right outer hip down, inner thigh up. Lift your ribs away from the floor. Now keeping everything else in the body still, take an inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your right arm. It might tap, it might not, who cares? Inhale, send it back. Exhale, bring it in. So try not to round your spine, it's tempting. Inhale. Exhale, instead, can you keep your spine still? Inhale, the trunk of your body. Exhale. Keep your shoulders steady. Push the floor away from you. Last time, bring it in. Inhale, send it back. Lower the right leg down. Switch. Left leg goes back. Dial all your toes to the floor. Left inner thigh leads up towards the ceiling. Lift away from the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, draw the left knee in. Who cares if it touches your arm? Inhale, push back. Exhale, bring it in. We're moving through that thick honey. Inhale, as if we had weights on our legs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Lower the left knee down. Make your way onto hands and knees, tabletop. Let's take a couple rounds of cat-cow here. And just move with your breath. Inhale, arch your spine. And exhale, reverse. And then make your way back towards center. Walk your hands forward so they're about 2 to 3 inches ahead of your shoulders. Look at your hands, make sure they're shoulder width apart with your wrist creases parallel to the top edge of your mat. Tuck your toes under, take an inhale. As you exhale, shift your hips back towards your heels. Doesn't matter how far back your hips go, try to keep your arms straight. Inhale, rock forward, shoulders over the wrists, pull the chest forward. Exhale, go back. So inhale, come forward, starting to wake up the shoulders and the pelvis, the hips. Exhale, go back. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, exhale. Now we're gonna keep going. You can stay just like this or hover your knees an inch off the mat. Try not to pike your hips up. Knees stay an inch over the ground. Take a breath in. Exhale, push the hips back. Inhale. Exhale, and I know I'm starting to feel this in the front of the legs. Inhale, exhale, shoulders working, core working, legs are working. It's all connected. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, rock forward, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Relax the head and neck, pedal out your feet a little bit, bend one knee and then the other. Find some stillness, press down through every knuckle, every fingertip, push the hips up and back. Press the chest to the thighs, but draw the front ribs in. Of course, if your low back is rounding, if there's tightness in the hamstrings, take a bend in your knees. Inhale, lift your heels, come high on your toes. End of your exhale, step your right foot forward. Toes in line with fingers. Drop your back knee to the mat. Bring your hands to your hips, coming up to a low lunge. Make sure your front knee's over your ankle, over the second toe. Root down through your front heel, lift your pubic bone all the way up and in towards your navel, and drop the tailbone heavily. So pelvis rocks backwards, just like when we do cat pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Stay to exhale, hug your front ribs in towards you. Bend your front leg a little bit more. We are trying to avoid this, pelvis rocking forwards. Instead, think tailbone drops, lift the pubic bone, reach the arms, one more breath. Exhale, lower your hands inside your foot, heel toe your front foot to the right, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Now lunge on your hands, reach the heart forward. Hands can always be on blocks here. Tuck your back toes under, and then bring your right hand to your low back. Feel where it is in space, and we want to keep our hips right here, not letting them lift any higher. Now from here, float your back knee off the mat, but only to the degree that your hips don't lift at all. So for me, That's about 1 centimeter off the ground. Once you find that, you can bring your right hand back down and hold. Push the left heel back. Imagine there was a wall behind you. Start to push the left heel back. Reach the heart forward. And this is a great thing to do in front of a mirror or to watch yourself on camera, because you'd be surprised at really how high you can actually lift the back knee without lifting the hip. So really getting into the hip flexors. One more breath. All right, straighten the left leg. Step your right leg back, plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, come high on your toes. Exhale, step your left foot forward, toes in line with fingers, drop the back knee. Hands to your hips, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Front knee over the ankle, over the center of the foot. Lift your pubic bone up towards the navel like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. Imagine you could hook your tailbone to your front heel. And then keep that, bend your front leg a little more. Keep lifting the front hip off the thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up. Can you move your front ribs down and lift your back ribs up and off your waist? One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands inside your front foot. Heel toe that foot over to the left, hands under the shoulders. They can be on blocks or the ground. Now tuck your back toes under. Bring your left hand to your low back for a moment. So feel where it is in space. Imagine there was a marble resting on it. Start to hover the back knee off the mat, but only to the degree that your hips don't lift an inch. And if you're not sure, then lift your back knee and then lower it. And if you feel like your hand just got higher or lower, that means you went a little too high. So it's really a small movement. And as you probably have heard me say, it's those small, subtle things that are actually the strongest. Start to push the right heel back. It doesn't look like we're doing much, but I'm sure you can feel it. Right heel pushes back as if there's a wall behind you. Keep reaching the chest forward. Relax the jaw. One more inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Step the left leg back, plank, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. As you inhale, rock forward, plank pose. Always option to lower your knees in your plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest, but don't pike the hips. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, bring right knee. Inhale, back. Exhale, left. Keep going on your own. Push the floor away from you, arms are straight. Notice if your hips are wanting to pike. Again, imagine that marble was on your low back. Last 5, 4, 3, faster's not better. Last 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. All right, deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, come high on your toes. Let's add on. End of your exhale, step your right foot forward. Toes in line with your fingers. Cheat your foot to the right an inch so you're not on a tightrope. And now keeping your gaze steady, come to a high lunge, hands at your hips, and draw the front leg straight. It's a bit of a balance. Press into the right big toe mound. Spin the left outer hip forward and push the left thigh back. No bend in this back knee. And now with your hands on your hips, take your pelvis and rock it backwards. Tailbone drops, pubic bone lifts up towards the navel. Prioritize the back leg straight, tailbone heavy. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bend your front knee any amount. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Relax the jaw. Inhale, I caught myself tensing up. Exhale, bend and pause. So doesn't matter how much you bend the front leg, it's all about, can you push the left heel back, drop the tailbone, inhale, arms up. Stay to exhale. 1 more breath in. Exhale, hands down, plank, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, come high on your toes. End of your exhale, step your left foot forward. Get toes in line with fingers. Cheat your foot to the left so you're not on a tightrope. Keep your gaze steady. Come to a high lunge, hands at your hips, and straighten the front leg. Press into the left big toe mound to squeeze the left hip back in space. Push the right thigh back so there's no bend in the back knee, and then drop your tailbone heavily. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your front knee any amount. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, keep pushing the right thigh back. Last time, inhale. Exhale, bend and pause. Ground through the front heel, lift the pubic bone up and in. Push the right heel back, the right thigh back. Last breath in. Exhale, hands down. Step to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. As you inhale, rock forward, come to your plank pose. Option to do this with knees down. Exhale, bring the right knee towards the left upper arm, twist. Inhale, send it back, try to keep your arms straight. Exhale, left knee, right upper arm. Inhale, step it back. Keep going, exhale, right knee, twist. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, left knee, twist. Inhale, step it back. Keep going. Push the floor away from you, arms are straight. Keep your hips pretty still. There will be some rotation. Last 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Take another inhale. Stay to exhale. Leading from the inner thigh, raise the right leg up. Keep your hips square to the mat so all your right toes point down. Straighten the right leg, push the heel back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your knee in towards your chest. Really push the floor away from you and then step the right foot forward. Now this is where you're gonna grab your blocks, so hands on blocks, or soup cans or even a chair will work. Stand up on your right leg, float your back foot off the mat. So we're in the supported warrior 3, hands under the shoulders. Take a peek underneath you. Make sure all your left toes are pointing down. Spin the left outer hip down, inner thigh up, that marble is on the low back. Reach your chest forward, lift the front ribs away from the floor. So the only thing that's gonna move right now is that left leg. But of course, the whole body's working. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the left knee into your chest. Inhale, send it back. Make sure you're not locking out the standing leg. You can have a little bend in the knee. Exhale, left knee in. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bend your standing leg, step your left leg back. Bring your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. Reach your chest forward, push the left heel back. Now you could stay right here with hands down or bring hands to heart center. Take an inhale, chest forward. Exhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Toes can be down or up. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, knee to chest. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, pause. Can you stand up on the right leg? I know it's getting tired. Bring your left knee into your chest, hands to hips. And now our favorite part, straighten the left leg as high as you can. Don't lean back for 3, 2, 1. Now slowly extend the left leg back, step the left foot back, hands down. Plant your hands on the mat, downward facing dog. Full breath in. How about an open mouth? Clearing breath. Let's do the other side. Leading from the inner thigh, raise the left leg up. So your left leg is straight. Notice if your toes are turning out to the left, that means you're in external rotation. Spin the left outer hip down so that left leg is neutral. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest. Lift it as high as you can, then step forward. Grab your blocks. Start to shift forward, stand up on that left leg, float your back foot off the mat. Pause, hands under shoulders, take a peek underneath you, turn all the right toes to the floor. Your leg won't be as high, that's fine. Push the right heel back, chest forward, lift the front ribs away from the floor. So remember, don't lock out the standing leg, maybe there's a micro bend. Everything else in the body stays still, take a breath in. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Inhale, exhale. So the right leg's the only thing moving, inhale. Exhale, but whole body's working. Inhale, exhale to keep you stable. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Now bend your standing leg, step the right leg back. Come to a runner's lunge. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Weight in the front heel. We're gonna keep this left leg bent. Lots of work in your outer hip, firm it in. So your front knee stays over the center of the foot. Option to stay here or hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Exhale, right knee into the chest. You can keep your toes down or up. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, bring it in. Feel free to keep toes down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now this one we hold knee to chest. Can you stand up on your left leg? Bring the right knee into your chest. Find your balance. Straighten the right leg. Try pointing your toes. Lift it as high as you can for 3, 2, 1. Slowly swing the right leg back. Lower your hands. Step the right leg back. Plant your hands. Step the left leg back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop to your knees. Child's pose. Let your hips melt back. Take a few breaths here. If your shoulders need a little break, rest your arms back by your sides. As you're ready, crawl your arms forward in front of you. Make your way back up onto hands and knees, tabletop, and back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, full breath out. As you inhale, lift your heels, and exhale, take a little stroll to the top of the mat. At the top, reach your chest forward, slide your shoulders back. Exhale, fold in. Come all the way to stand. Inhale, rise, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Press down through your feet, reach the crown of the head up. Bring your hands to your hips, stand with your feet about hip bone apart and parallel. Start to shift the weight into the right leg and bring your left knee into your chest. Lift your knee as high as you can. Press down through the standing foot. Take an inhale. And now lean forward, bend your standing leg. How slowly can you step your left leg back? Warrior 1. The back heel spins down. Adjust your feet, be heel to heel or wider. Bend into your front leg. Push the left thigh back. Make sure there's no bend in this back knee. Really push the thigh bone back. And as you do that, drop the tailbone heavily. Inhale, reach your arms up. Stay to exhale, draw the front ribs down and in. Take another inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Now we're gonna stand back up on that right leg. Lean forward, lean into it. Stand on your right leg, bring the left knee into your chest. Take a breath in. And exhale, place the left foot down. Reach your arms up, grab a hold of the right wrist. Take a side bend up and over to the left. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, hands to hips. Other side, start to shift the weight into your left leg. Bring the right knee into your chest, lift it as high as you can. And then little bend in the standing leg. How slowly can you step back? Your chest goes forward, your right leg goes back. We move in 2 directions. Find your warrior 1 feet. Wider than hip width apart is usually comfortable for most of us. Ground through the front heel, bend the front leg. Press into your outer back foot, push the right thigh back. Zip up the pubic bone. Inhale, arms up. Stay to exhale. Another inhale. Exhale, hands to your hips, and now lean into it, lean forward, stand up on your left leg, right knee into the chest, full breath in. Exhale, lower the right foot. Reach your arms up, grab onto the left wrist, take a side bend up and over to the right. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. Plant your hands, step to your plank pose. Chest forward, bring your feet a little closer to each other. Spin your heels to the right, stagger your feet, reach your left arm up. Always feel free to bend that left knee, step your top foot in front of the other. Keep your feet staggered, take an inhale. Exhale, left hand down, come through center, switch, heels to the left. Right arm up, feet are staggered, or bend your right knee, step right foot in front of bottom foot. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down. One more time. Heels to the right, left arm up, stay, or bring the right knee into your chest. Try to kick your leg out to the side, hover for 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, come to your plank. Heels to the left, right arm up. Stay, or left knee to the chest, hover, straighten the leg for 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, plank, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Last inhale here. And exhale, drop to your knees. Swing your feet off to one side. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Bring your hands to your thighs and just massage out your thighs a little bit if it's comfortable. You can kind of use fists, just getting out any knots or cramps. All right, friends, so grab your block, even a blanket will work, and bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. Come to lay all the way down on your back. Ground through your heels, inhale, lift the hips and place the block either the lowest or medium height underneath your hips, so right below the low back. Rest your arms by your sides with your palms up. I like to shrug my shoulders under a bit. Now, if you're feeling this in the low back, it might mean that the block is too high up. You need to bring it a little lower. You might need to bring the block lower in height. It also might mean that your pelvis is rocking forwards, you're arching your spine too much, and in that case, try lifting your pubic bone up towards the navel. Feel free to stay here or extend your legs out in front of you. We'll be here just a few breaths. If you straighten your legs, keep your heels down. And soften the space between the eyes, relax the jaw, relax the chest, the belly, the hips. Start to send the breath down. Imagine you're breathing down into the bowl of the pelvis, sending breath down with every inhalation. And with every exhalation, softening, letting go of any tighter, sticky sensations. Giving the body permission to do less after so much active movement. Giving yourself permission to slow down, to trust that you did enough. Now bend your knees, place your feet on the ground if your legs were straight. Lift your hips, slide the block out from underneath you and lower nice and slowly all the way down. And start to swish your legs left and right a little bit, massaging out the low back. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. And now if you'd like to take a Shavasana, I'll have you pause this video, take a Shavasana for as long as you have, otherwise roll onto one side. Use your hands to prop yourself up. Find a comfortable seat with your spine tall, your eyes soft or closed, and bring your palms together in front of your heart. Bringing gratitude towards our bodies, towards this practice. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.